Hi all, welcome to the 27. Ryza surprised us today with their monthly update. It's not a minor one, as it yet again has content. The BMW M6 GT3 and Ginetta G55 GT4, the sister car to the Ginetta G55 Super Cup. I just released a first impression video for the M6, so check that out. So let's talk about some of the changes that stood out, at least in my eyes. Some of the quality of life things first with the UI and HUD, some seat adjustments. I used that quite a bit actually. I got to use it firsthand just a few minutes ago. You'd be surprised at the little things, really. Some display adjustments for those of you with triple screens, and right into the big stuff it seems, and there seems to be a lot of it. We got physics, AI changes. Let's see what they've been tweaking. They have longitudinal slip for the Cup stock prototype. That means easier lockups and spinouts. Stiffened sidewalls for the GT stock and protos. Sounds kind of small, but it's really not. The tires are an extension of the suspension, and if they increase the stiffness, it translates all up and down into the springs and dampers. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Tire pressure revisions, another major one, at least for me. I have to basically rework all of my setups for you guys. So we're talking about like 0.1 to 0.2 bar per tire. Camber adjustments, which will make the cars and having the pressures that high now with the custom builds will make the cars really hard to drive in a lot of ways. And but I hope to have those revisions for you soon. I'm already halfway through it. So they revised the balance of performance for GT3 and GT4. Hard to tell from my perspective, except based on times. The best way would be to do some multiplayer and see how it goes. Not sure if time trials affected, and if they turn out to be nerfs, you never know. The best times will be unmatchable, basically. So we've got Porsche Club Sport and Cup changes to the Camaro. Looks like the Copa Montana. Damper changes to some of the cars, like the Ultima. It looks like the Ultima had a lot of damper work done. Because they mentioned it twice. Perhaps it needed some TLC in that department. Aero and rear brake tweaks for Group A, some car-specific force feedback. Force feedback is always good. Some people like the force feedback to be equalized for every car, which is kind of hard to do, I guess, because the weights are transferred through the program. So when the weight shifts to the front, for example, you should feel it. And each car has different weights in the front as is. So for example, a car with a front engine, like the Merc GT3, feels really heavy on the wheel, whereas the Porsche GT3 feels lighter. That's because the engine's in the back. But tire temperature color fix seems more like a UI thing. Let's see here. Rear wing efficiency for some of the Brazilian stock machines, probably just normalization. Nothing major. Maybe you get some more straight line speed out of it, hopefully. AI, always good to see AI changes. Reduced jerkiness, that's a big one. Brakes immersion for me, it's like the AI drivers a bee in their shorts or something sometimes. So that's a good one. Some realism settings, some behavioral changes, racing line variation. Let's see. Some people might not like that one because a big critique of AI is that the AIs have a tendency to be lined up like ducks in a row. So variations from the ideal racing line. I don't really see that much. It actually kind of looks normal, but I just use sprint races, so maybe that's the reason. Let's see here. Calibration passes. Not exactly sure what calibration passes are, but my assumption would be it's for normal and wet conditions. They're balancing the paces of the AI. They have a tendency to be quick in some areas and then slow in others, especially quick in the wet. Then we have some audio changes, tire skid volume for the McLaren, transmission whine. Never really noticed either of those two things, but someone did. track changes. It looks like aesthetics, ads. I like ads actually. Racing grooves, crowds. Hopefully they'll have the crowds be mindful of 6-foot spacing and masks, perhaps. Who knows? And fixes to some bugs on some of the tracks. Finally, some specific vehicle fixes. Porsche Cayman, the Fusca Camaro. And to be honest, I think this is a really solid update. I can't be too excited because all the custom setups are broken, but that was inevitable from the get-go. Knew it would happen. I just didn't think it would happen so soon. But you know, the GT3s are particularly important in this market, so I can understand why they're trying to be ultra competitive and up to date with it. So again, I'll have a video out with the fixes hopefully tomorrow evening, maybe the morning thereafter. Anyway, that's 1.0.6.0. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.